Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Starfield once more. We're in the middle of a crisis here right now. We have the very difficult decision of making, should we stay here at the lodge, defend the artifacts and our friends here, or should we go to the Eye and rescue Vladimir and Sarah? And I think since there's more people here, we go to the Eye, right? Because they can probably protect themselves here, it's quite a lot of them. And we go over there to the Eye and...
If you're going to leave, I'll be barricading the door on your way out. Won't be able to let you back in for anything.
I'm heading to the Eye. Stay safe,
Right
everyone.
back at you.
I think that's more important right now, because there's more people in the lodge than in the Eye. So there we are, in space once more. There's the Eye. And find everyone. There's Sarah.
Oh, thank heavens. You're all right.
I can say the same about you.
No time to waste. Let's get going.
Oh, she loved that. Perfect. Lut, there you are.
You're alive. Krix's ghost can keep waiting.
Come on.
No tears for the old. Got the others to worry about.
So I don't see that much blood. He was talking about a lot of blood. They're just sitting around, it seems. A bit exhausted, perhaps.
Dad! The others are here. We're going to be okay.
I really messed up on this one, friend. Usually the last guy to get outdrawn.
Don't worry about it, Sam.
Back at you. I don't think I'm gonna be moving around too much for a bit. But I'll be alright.
So there's the guys that are like more anyway, right? There's Sam, there's Sarah, there's Vlad. I don't like Barrett so much, and the other guy with the dreamer, so I think it's better for me to have those guys here.
He came
There's Andreja.
out of nowhere.
It's okay.
Thank you. I don't think I can move right away. But I'll make it. Go on.
Perfect. Now we need to return to the lodge, and probably not looking as good as this one here, since they attacked the lodge now too. And we just... not cleared for landing. Interesting. Guess we need to go to space first. Alright, back at the lodge, finally. Let's have a look what's happening inside. Or what has happened. Barrett?
Barrett. Barrett.
Now there is a lot of blood.
Barrett. We're going to keep going. We'll finish this adventure you started. It's okay. Be at peace.
Holy cow, I really did not expect.
We can't change anything now.
I did not expect that they would actually die. Right? And then I'm just glad that I went to the Eye, because really I didn't like Barrett. Oh, he's still alive. Matteo.
It went quickly after he left. We held him off while Noel escaped through the basement. There's a door that leads to the well district.
Okay, perfect. So the artifacts might be safe. Oh, Vasco, no.
I appear to only be seriously damaged instead of critically damaged. Fortunate.
I'm
That
glad you're okay.
are likewise relatively undamaged is also preferable to the alternative.
Very nice. Vasco is, so it seems like we only lost Barrett so far. We'll look upstairs. I think there's still someone lying around. Walter, and he's alive.
Took you long enough.
Noel, she might still be in danger. There's a secret door in the basement. Leads right to the well district. That would have been the safest route for her to run.
Okay, find Noel. In the basement. I know how to get to the basement, but it seems like we are also really close here. Nah, alright. We need to head all the way back to the basement. Running as much as possible for our carrying skill. Let's have a look at that, by the way. Weightlifting. Ah, it's very close, right? For that next upgrade. Alright. This looks like there might be some fighting. Oh, there she is. Didn't get very far.
Stay back! Oh, thank God. Thank God, thank God, thank God. I still have the artifacts, but where do we take them?
Ah, there you are. I wasn't expecting you to run to the eye.
You're not getting the artifacts.
Yes. Let's see if they can slip from my grasp this time, shall we?
Okay, where is he? Holy cow, level 31. And there's no way for me of actually killing them, right? Yeah, that would take forever, and that's with my strongest weapon. We need to head to this spaceport, to our ship that still exists. So these are certainly not human, right? Or human with a lot of tech on them.
Start the takeoff sequence! Now! If he follows us into space, maybe we can get away!
Right. Oh no.
This has been interesting. What are you going to do with the armillary now? I wonder.
You'll never get your hands on it?
There's a greater purpose to all this. You might have a larger role than I realized. Mistake on my part. Keep collecting the artifacts. We'll meet again. Maybe you'll glimpse the unity yet.
Okay. That's very strange. Well, first they hunt us down and now they just leave us be?
you're back. Thank the blackest sea that you and Noel are safe. And the artifacts? The lodge.
Barrett didn't make it.
So, we slipped from the Starborn's grasp, but not before taking a stab straight in the heart. We need to talk locks and bolts. Lodge and the Eye are not secure.
Dante said he was leaving us alone. The Starborn want the artifacts, we need to move them.
Just means he's playing the waiting man's game. He'll be back once we've done all the work of collecting the other pieces.
The hunter, he probably found us because we're somewhere obvious. High populated area, just like how the Starborn found you orbiting Neon the first time. But the fact that they're competing with us to find the artifacts means they can't get them without searching.
So we put the artifacts somewhere in the fringe, or on something that can slip from their grasp if they do another strike from the curtain.
Okay, we can keep them on my ship. I can build an outpost for it, put up defenses, and I don't know if defenses would actually work against those guys.
Fine idea. Starborn show up, you can burn helium in one spin of the grav drive to anywhere.
Here, keep the artifacts.
Oh really? They go with my plan.
I guess. We'll meet back at the lodge after.
You can now build the artillery on your ship or at your outpost. To build the artillery on your ship, go to the new artillery screen inside your ship's cockpit. To build the artillery at one of your outposts, go to your outpost. Alright? There's a new module that we can build with that. You build it on the ship or on an outpost. I think I like the idea of an outpost actually more, but really on a ship it's probably the safest because they will not destroy the ship while we have the artifacts on board, and they will also, and we can also just jump away, right, every time they appear. So I like this a bit more, and the outpost can get actually attacked more easily. So we need to build it on the ship now. So there's this artillery screen on my ship, and we can build it here. You can now move the artillery. Starborn attacks are more likely wherever the artillery is placed. If you choose to keep the artifacts in your inventory, then attacks are more likely everywhere. Alright, so it seems like this is now the... Add the artifacts? What should I do? Return to the lodge. Well, we have the artifacts now in our inventory. Up the frame. No, I don't see that. Jacob's office. Resources. No, so we don't have them with us. We can add them though now to the spaceship. And the spaceship holds the artifacts now, I think. Alright, and we return to the lodge. So we're back on New Atlantis. It doesn't look good here. Oh, spacesuit. By the way, we have the challenge finished, so we can actually go for the next weightlifting one. And that's this one now, rank 4. And with that, we actually get the maximum. Increases total carrying capacity by 100 kilograms and gain 50% resistance to stagger. And we have mastered our first skill, which is the weightlifting. I hope it's the right one. We still have one more skill level. I'm going to keep this in reserve as always. But with that, our first mastery. Holy cow, New Atlantis looks different.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes.
There's been an incident. Please continue going about your business.
Evacuate. So these were just 2 people, right, that attacked? 2 hunters. Okay. Barrett's belongings have been moved to the lodge basement.
constellation has suffered losses before, although none quite so violently.
Like we've been kicked to the ground a million times over, but I think I
Things are
have
gonna
some.
be rough for a while.
I'm serious.
Lodge has wounds.
If I may, I know our encounter with the Hunter is the last thing anyone wants to talk about right now, but he said something that I can't get out of my mind. Unity. Do you remember that?
He said our path in glimpsing the Unity was over.
Because he was stopping us, implying that we were getting closer to it. The thing is, I've heard that word before. It's an important concept in Keeper Aquilas's speeches.
The priest? Is the Sanctum Universum going to bless our little crusade of discovery?
It can't be a coincidence. The Sanctum has always believed that answers are out there in the stars. Look, I know it's the longest of shots and the biggest leap of faith I could ever ask us all to take, but why not talk to him?
It's too big of a coincidence.
There's no harm in gathering more information. A visit to the Sanctum might actually be quite enlightening.
Thank you. I know it's not much to go on, but something about this feels right. I'll meet you over there.
Alright, 13,000 credits. Great stuff.
How much you take a place like the Lodge for granted until it's threatened.
Maybe we should stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, to pay our respects.
Do we already have a memorial? There's the scientist, or the Keeper Aquilas. It's not a scientist, sorry.
Keeper Aquilas? Can we have a moment?
Oh, Mateo. It's been too long. How are your parents? Your mother still struggling with that azalea garden?
No, she figured that out a while ago. Had to adjust the pH levels in the soil. But, Keeper, I didn't come to catch up.
Oh. Well, what's on both your minds?
We need to talk about unity.
Oh. Yeah. How humanity comes together. How we are to love each other even as our universe becomes even more complex.
That's not exactly what we mean. Keeper, when you talk about unity, well, does it mean anything else? Something secret?
Perhaps you should talk about this inside.
Alright, so he knows more. Sarah? She's waiting outside.
Now that we have a little privacy, why don't you tell me exactly what it is that brought you two here?
It started with the discovery of these anomalies, the artifacts.
They're like nothing we've ever seen, Keeper. Gravitational distortion, sub-audio harmonic sequencing, unidentifiable energy fluctuations.
I caught half of that. So, these things are unusual? Even in your experience? There have always been mysteries that seem to defy our understanding of the universe. Beyond rational thought. We enter life as an act of someone else's faith in us. There's no way of knowing who we will become, and yet the risk is made anyway. So you've pushed into the unknown, not knowing where it would take you. And it's brought you here.
I hope you can help us.
I think I can. If you're willing to find your way in the dark for a bit longer, I can give you a path of discovering its meaning. There's an old story, far older than the Sanctum Universum, of someone who walked the settled systems and saw every corner of it. This pilgrim claimed he found the true meaning of unity. I always thought of it as just a parable for trying to bring humanity together, but maybe it's more.
Let's hear the story then.
In my story, the pilgrim met the founders of the House of Enlightenment and the enigmatic cult of the Varun. And he gave them each a part of the truth. Then he goes to his final resting place to live out the rest of his days in contemplation of infinitum addendum, his addition or contribution to the infinite. But what if the story isn't a metaphor, but a code? A way of finding the pilgrim again, or at least his grave.
Sounds like the House of Enlightenment and Varun have the other parts then.
I agree. I think you need to talk to them about this unity pilgrim. And clearly, not just in a theological sense, as I have. The enlightened work out of the well here in New Atlantis, helping the poorest citizens find a better life for themselves. Varun worshippers are more enigmatic, but there is a lone zealot that was captured recently for attacking UC ships. I visited her a couple of times. Hopefully she'll be willing to talk to you as well.
I'll stay here with the Keeper. We need to catch up. And I wouldn't mind asking him a few more questions.
True thing? We need to wait? No. So we're going back there now. Alright, so we're back in UC security.
Zara, good to see you. Listen, I smoothed over that incident between Matteo and Rosa at the Sanctum.
I'd hardly call it an incident, more of a debate, really. But I appreciate it just the same.
Not a problem. In the meantime...
Okay, she's busy over there. We are going to talk with the prisoner. The Varun prisoner.
A visitor? I have all the company I need.
I know you've talked to Keeper Aquilus about the Varun faith.
He knows not the truth. He sends another to ask more incessant questions.
Perhaps you should hear us out before you decide to cast judgment.
That's Sarah talking.
The Great Serpent waits in the shadows. He will entwine the universe, and all but the faithful will be made as dust. That is the truth. No more, no less.
Okay, Keeper Aquilus spoke of a pilgrim. I need to know more about him.
Anything you could tell us would be tremendously helpful.
Yes, I have spoken to your keeper about this. I will tell you what I told him, and then you will leave me. Jinan Varun meets the unbeliever. He gives false prophecy to Jinan. But such is Jinan's conviction in the Great Serpent, he does not hesitate. He cuts the unbeliever down. But the unbeliever returns. Jinan realizes the Great Serpent is testing him, and he will not be found wanting. 4 times they fight. Over 120 rotations of the planet they are on. Remember these 4 battles, Jinan, the unbeliever says. Remember these 120 rotations. But Jinan knows this is blasphemy, and delivers the killing blow. That is all. Then we are done. Leave me.
Okay, now we're in the well once more, where there's the Enlightened somewhere. I just love, by the way, all these areas. Trade Authority over there. Lots of people. Lots of atmosphere. Oh, and there he's walking. Andy Singh.
If it's about the financial or food assistance programs, we are backlogged. Don't worry, we're doing everything we can. Oh, we're not. Sorry. Can I help you?
Keep Aquila sent me. I need to talk about the Pilgrim, looking at something called Unity, and no, not some vague concept of world. I'm a member myself. Oh, we are raised enlightened. We could use this action here, but what does it advance? Well, that's it.
Oh, sorry. I didn't. Good to meet you. How did you end up joining? A lot of atheists just stick to themselves, you know?
I joined when I was young. I barely remember why. I just thought too much to believe in God anymore.
Well, I hope you stayed for your own reasons.
That might be a private matter, Andy.
It's funny, you know. I think about our names sometimes. House of Enlightenment. It's supposed to be a callback to Age of Enlightenment. Humanity first began to see the universe through science, not superstition. But, of course, most people just think we're being condescending. Anyway, was there something?
Yes, Aquilus sent me.
We don't mean to be intrusive. Any information you could provide would be very useful.
Listen, I've talked about this with him a ton of times, and there's no record of a Unity pilgrim. But since you both insist, our early records are mostly administrative. Humanitarian projects, group counseling notes, charity expenditures. But there is a series of exchanges the founding members recorded in a lot of detail. It's the closest thing I have to what Aquilus is describing.
All right, let's hear it.
Walks into the first House of Enlightenment. The founding members just call him the Drifter. So they think he's a charity case at first, but no, the Drifter asks them a bunch of questions. If your philosophy is built on an individual's own morality, what about the second person? That second person might disagree. Isn't the problem of two what you're really looking for? And the founders respond, each individual must understand how the second person lifts them up. All of human effort is a story of cooperation pushing us forward. And it kind of goes on like that. He comes back every week for a year. Same conversation every time. Second person this, the problem of two that.
Maybe there's a message.
Honestly, I think the founding members made it all up. There was a little more hesitation being openly atheist in the early days. I think they were experimenting with writing their own scripture. Fortunately, that got abandoned pretty quick. After the records of the Drifter end, you never see anything like it again.
Okay.
Always happy to help. If you'll excuse me, I've got a lot of aid efforts to coordinate. Oh, hey, actually hold up 1 second. You're part of the Enlightened, right? Yeah. Little practical aid from your friends in the movement.
Oh, nice. Deep Six spacesuit. Thank you very much. Have a look at that. Bolstering calibrated deep seeker spacesuit. Yeah, 11,000 worth. It grants up to 100 energy resistance and physical resistance to lower your health. Looks a bit sturdy, the whole thing, right? In comparison to my slick one right now, I like this more. But thanks for the money, because as always, we're going to need it. Let's go back to the Keeper Aquilus.
Oh, you're back. What did you learn?
The license story used the words second and two. Yeah.
Planets are often named by number. That second might mean the second planet in the system. What else did you learn?
I spoke to the Varun. She said Jinan fought 4 times over 120 days.
If there really is a location the Pilgrim wanted us to find, those do sound awfully like coordinates. Was there anything else?
In your story, the Pilgrim contemplates infinitum addendum. That must mean something.
Yes. What he added to infinity. Maybe that points to a name. If we're looking for his resting place, we'd need to know the name of the star system, wouldn't we? Let's see. We have something that could be coordinates. Something that could point to a planet in the system. But what's the name of the system? Infinitum addendum. What if we break down the parts? No systems named finite or add. That just leaves in and dumb. Well, that's certainly how I feel.
Indum, that's the name of the star system.
Yes, that's it. The second planet in Indum. At 4 and 120. That's where you'll find the Pilgrim's resting place. And from there, maybe you'll find the true meaning of unity. Before you go, you've now spoken to many different perspectives in our universe. In a way, you'll be carrying their philosophies with you on this journey. I know you're looking for a specific unity, but if you had to guess what it was, what interpretation would you give it?
It's just a word. There's something sacred out there bringing everything together. Yeah, only total conviction will bring us the truth.
Conviction. Another word for strength. Can the truth not be revealed to the weak? Someone with doubts.
Conviction carries the doubtful. Oh, we are very philosophical here. I won't find the answer by doubting every step I make.
Your only path is forward, then? Finding the meaning of unity is a totality that you cannot ever step away from?
Conviction is what gives all of us at Constellation our strength.
Well, I won't keep you any longer. This has been fun, I have to admit. Go, find your truth.
Alright, we have coordinates, we have a system. Indum 2. This is where we're going to hopefully find some answers. We continue onwards the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned.